Today I'm going to go through the concept of cloning, which is something Monish Papai often talks about and why I think it's very useful. Essentially, cloning in its essence is copying and taking what's best essentially and learning from others. This and something he mentions as well is this is often quite looked down upon, and he believes that it shouldn't be. You should be a shameless cloner essentially if you want the best results. I mean, if something's working, why not take it and just use it and build, and then later, if need be, build on it. But I think this is a very important concept because it can shortcut your growth and prevent mistakes. So, for example, when he set up his fund, he didn't use the 2 and 20 structure, which a lot of hedge funds use, which is the essentially you take a 2% fee and you take 20% off the top of performance. What he did instead is he looked at who he wanted to be like, which was Warren Buffett in this instance with Berkshire Hathaway, and looked at their structure essentially, and their structure was 0% fee and then 25% return. 25% of the profit he got to keep on a return above 6%. Now this structure is very good because it actually aligns the fund manager with the shareholders essentially of the fund, meaning that if the fund doesn't perform well, if the fund has a down year, well, they actually don't get paid for their services. If they're performing under market returns, then again they don't get compensated for that, and that sort of aligns the fund manager to have it in a way where they don't just focus going all in on the return, but they also don't focus on just sort of being middle of the pack and sort of just doing okay enough to get by, where the shareholder of the fund won't take funds out of the fund, but they're also not satisfied sort of with the returns. They're not focused on just doing okay enough where they can keep the capital and assets under management and sort of just take fees off the top every year. And this model, I believe, has worked quite well for him. It's prevented mistakes. It's kept him aligned to his goal and aligned with the other shareholders of the fund, or just people who have invested money with him. I think it's very good for these reasons. I think it's underappreciated as well. This can often quite happen in businesses as well. Microsoft is actually one of the world's best examples of this, where they've not really had much success in terms of developing their own technology historically. Just with anything they've sort of gone out to do, they've not had too much success, but it's through sort of cloning softwares and copying, or just buying outright the softwares. They've done very well on that basis of just sort of cloning. Their whole research and development budget has never sort of actually produced them any real results, bar what they've actually cloned. I think it's done really well for the business as a whole and something that can be implemented. That's all.